Y'all, I am serious. I'm like seriously pissed off right now. Seriously pissed off. So my property manager just came by. This is part 2 of the Cistern saga with the contaminated water and just Remax St. Croix negligence in general. So he came over today to take pictures of the screens, the window screens that he never had put in from August of 2020 when we first moved in, and we let him know, hey, 6 of these windows in here ain't got no screens. It's hella mosquitoes. Like, that's a health and safety issue. Oh yeah, no problem. Like, we gonna get them screens put in. Never sent anybody to put the screen. So we went ahead and put them in. So now all of a sudden he got to come past the house. He got to take pictures of them so that he can request approval for reimbursement. What? What? What you mean request approval? Like, I don't even know what that means. I don't even understand what that means. This is a process that you said Remax was taking care of. It was a Remax thing. I wasn't going to have to put any money out of pocket because it's part of the house and it's in my lease. Windows are in my lease, like screens and shit, it's in my lease. Now all of a sudden, 10 months after you've been negligent on this issue, now you have to seek approval. I'm like, so why didn't you seek approval before? Like back when we first talked about this in August, or maybe even when I did my follow-up in October, or the additional follow-up that I did in January to ask you, like, what is going on with these screens? Like, are you sending somebody for these screens to get put in? That whole time you didn't request approval? Since apparently y'all need approval to do what's literally written in my lease as the owner's responsibility, now you need approval for it. So I was like, listen, that's not gonna fly. I'm like, if it's written in my lease, it is the owner's legal obligation to take care of that thing. Requesting approval, that's something you do on your back end. That don't have nothing to do with me. As far as me, I need to be reimbursed because it's something that the owner is responsible for that I, as the tenant, had to do because either they said no or y'all never asked them, or whatever you needed to do on your process, it didn't get done for 10 months. I think I've been more than patient. Do you know that this dude got in his feelings? I was like, well, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm like, there's no argument to be had. Like, I'm literally talking to him like I'm talking to y'all. I'm like, there's no argument to be had. It's in my lease. So it has to happen. Like, there's no approval process as to whether or not it will happen. It has to happen. It's in my lease. And if that doesn't happen, that's a legal issue. Do you know, in the middle of my conversation, he turned on his heel and walked the hell out my house. Walked out the house, child. Now I got this part on video. I thought I was videoing the whole thing. I turned on the video when he first came in the house so that I could record the conversation. Somewhere along the lines, the iPhone that I was using, which I thought was going to be better quality, the iPhone that I was using stopped recording. It didn't even save the damn recording. So when he went to walk out the house, I had the phone like down beside me. When he went to walk up the house, I picked up the phone to look and like follow him with the phone. Screen was black. Anyway, I went ahead, clicked the record button again, and I'm telling him on the way out, and you'll see the clip. I'm telling him on the way out, like, so you're just not going to listen to what I'm saying right now? Like, you're just literally going to just walk out while I'm explaining to you, like, what's in my lease. All right, I'm like, well, you know what? This might be a situation for my lawyer. Like, you might have to hear from my lawyer because at the point where we're talking health and safety issues, I'm talking about contaminated water. I'm talking about contaminated water that is 2 times the EPA recommended max. 2 times. The max on the damn contamination stick, the water testing stick in the in the red 500, I mean in the red level was 500. Our reading was over 1100 parts per milliliter, ppms, over 1100 ppms. Do you know he did not address that situation at all while he was there? Because he got so in his feelings about me telling him that because certain things are in my lease, like, they have to be done. He got so in his feelings about that, he didn't even address the situation with the cistern. He mentioned something like, oh, and I'll mention your issue about the cistern or something like that. But he didn't actually, like, provide any feedback, provide any recommendation, provide any empathy. Oh, I saw your pictures. I saw that, you know, your arms have, like, really bad red. Look at my arms. Let me see if you can see it on the screen. I'm not catching the light good. Let me see if I can. Can y'all see that? Look at that. That's what's happening on my arm. Do you think he provided any empathy regarding that? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, yeah, we definitely are gonna make sure, you know, that you have safe water. And that, no, he was just mad that I was telling him what was in my lease and what he needed to do, and how he basically was not doing his job, which he's not. So I'm like, yeah, at that point, we talking about counsel. Because that's just freaking ridiculous. And we're in this lease until September, so until September 1st. So we have July and August, so we got 2 months left in our lease. But I'm like, we're gonna have to move, because there's no way that I'm gonna continue to deal with this property manager. I like the house. I like the house. I got my garden set up out here, you know what I'm saying? We pay our rent every month on time, sometimes early. Like, we're talking about in a COVID climate where people are not able to pay their rent, where landlords are going months without rent. We pay our rent every month like clockwork, on time. And you mean to tell me you can't reimburse me $200 for the screens that I put in? You gotta seek approval for some shit that's in my lease, and you're gonna totally not even address the health and safety issue of the cistern. But in the email that you sent to me, you have the nerve to tell me that me having the water tested, me putting in an RO system, you know, to filter the water, etc., etc. Oh, you need to get approval before you can do any of that. No, the fuck I don't. How? Y'all have been negligent at every step of this game, but I need to get approval in order to protect my family from contaminated water that literally has my arm out here looking like I'm a whole ass leper? Y'all might have a lawsuit on y'all. I don't know what type of... This is the third time that I've had this type of flustered dismissal energy from men here. The third time. The men here do not do well with strong women, which is odd to me, because all of the women that I meet here are very strong. So maybe it's just that they're triggered because, like, you know, they grow up with these extra strong women, and honestly they just be sick of our shit. Maybe, right? Okay. But at the end of the day, I did not yell at that man. I did not curse at that man. I did not run him out, you know, run him down about the fact, oh, you're not doing your damn job, and da-da-da-da-da. And no, I just simply told him, listen, these are the things that are in my lease. The things that are in my lease do not require approval. They will be done, and I will be reimbursed if I have to do something that my owner was supposed to take care of, or that Remax was supposed to take care of. I will be reimbursed, period. Like, there's no discussion, there's no disrespect. I'm just letting you know I know my rights. He couldn't take it. Turned on his heel, walked out the door, and ignored me the rest of the time as I'm walking to his car like, do you not hear what I'm saying right now? Got in his car and drove the hell off. So yeah, so needless to say, number one, I'm definitely taking that money out of... It's funny because on Friday I was gonna pay my rent. early, a week early, right? I was gonna pay my rent. I had the money. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and pay my rent, make my rent payment. Couldn't do it. Got caught up in some other things. Forgot to do it. Oh, I see what you did there, Lord, because I need to take this $209.88 for these goddamn screens. I need to take that out of my rent. And I will. Because I'm not going to wait for you to figure out whether or not you want to do something for me that is owed to me. It's owed to me. Well, I don't know. Is this a Virgin Islands thing? Like, I've never heard of such. Like, I've never had slumlords for landlord. I never. And I didn't, like, this is Remax. I did not, think that I would be dealing with this because I'm dealing with a reputable property management company. I've dealt with Remax before. I've never had an issue. They've always been, like, really good. I don't know what the hell. So, this is part 2. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on what happens after this, child, but it look like we probably gonna move because I'm not about to be going back and forth with them every time I have an issue with this house where they feel like they're not gonna do what's on my lease. We're not doing that. Anyway, thank y'all for following my journey. Like, subscribe, share, and I will keep y'all posted as the foolishness unfolds.